G'day, it's Scott here from SurfacePro Finishes. Thanks for your company. We have been so busy here in Sydney, and I want to thank you all for your support here in Australia and in the United States, and particularly in the United States. Thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate you. Now, it's amazing what our countertop epoxy can do. Now, this little tabletop, it's made of particle board with an old worn-out melamine top. It's just unbelievable what you can do with our epoxy to restore old furniture. But first, I thought it was very important that I show you the difference between the finished epoxy surface, which you're looking at now, and it's bright and shiny, and our XFactor in the satin finish. It's our super satin finish because, well, look, take a look for yourself. Now, it's maximum scratch resistant coating, and look how the Suncatcher Sparkles just shine through. It's absolutely amazing. The XFactor satin finish is absolutely unique in how it gives both a natural matte finish, it's silky smooth, no texture, no orange peel, and it also allows for all your glitters and your sparkles and your shimmers to shine through, because it is the latest in polymer technology. And yes, it's water-based and food safe and UV resistant, and it's highly scratch resistant. And it is available now to order online at surfacepro.com.au. Now let's get started. So this little tabletop needed some loving, and I really needed to be cruel to be kind, because I needed to remove the melamine edging, which was really wanting to come off anyhow. Using my router, I gave it a 5mm rounding over edge, just to give it a real nice finish. The underside of the table is exposed particle board, which over the years has deteriorated and it was starting to flake. And so what I did was I painted it with PVA glue just to stabilize it, and then I painted it with the primer. Now, the primer that I use is White King Renew tile and laminate primer. Now, it's actually a bonding primer, and you're going to need a bonding primer if you're going to epoxy over melamine. Just remember that it needs to be a bonding primer. You only need a very light coat of bonding primer, and this bonding primer came in the cream, and that's really what I wanted. The cream color was perfect for the off-white marble effect that we are doing. Now, my friends who own this table, they want a little bit of green shining through, just to match and to pick up on some green in their tiled splashback. So I simply sprayed some green down in a line. And it doesn't look like green in the video, but I can assure you it is. And then, because the green line was too wide, I wanted it a bit thinner, I sprayed some beige either side just to reduce that green line down a bit. But later on, you'll see how I made that green very subtly shine through the piece. Looks fantastic. Now I'm laying down our iceberg pearlescent paste mixed in our epoxy, just randomly over the table, as you can see. And then I'm pouring out another amount of iceberg, but this second cup of iceberg, it's only been slightly colored. It's very translucent and it's almost see-through in color. So I've got these two tones of iceberg being poured out on my piece. Now, I did this for a very good reason. And after spreading and mixing the two together, I want areas of the cream primer base to shine through, and also a bit of the green. And my friends, they don't want a very bright white marble. They want an off-white. And although I use the bright white iceberg color, it's going to be toned down because of that second translucent clear white that I used, and mixing it in and spreading it out over the cream base, it'll all tone down to a very, very nice cream or off-white appearance. Just what I want. I introduced black veins by using black spray paint, and you may notice that I'm going straight over those green lines. And the final effect by doing that, following those green lines and laying the black spray paint over those green lines, it's going to be fantastic. It's going to give me real depth, these multi-layers and multi-colored effect.
Is this all that you dreamed it'd be? Ending up here, ending up with me. You could have gone anywhere, been anyone. You stole my heart like a thief on the run. You're not much for taking chances, but you're taking a chance on me.
Now you've got to have a heat gun really to blow those paint lines around, and you're moving them around to create those realistic fractures and moving them throughout your white marble. And you can see how easy this is. I'm making some thicker, I'm making some thinner.
Dream in color, you're black and white. And I prefer the country, your city lights.
I'm putting that heat gun right onto that green line, and there it is. You can see it coming through now, how I'm pushing the epoxy away. It's very subtle, very nice. And some of you may have thought I put far too much green down initially, but look, it's very nice. So the torch comes out just to pop any residual bubbles. Now I'm ready for the Suncatcher Sparkle effect, and it's been sitting there in its cup waiting for me. And what I really love about Suncatcher is that when you mix it into clear epoxy and you spread it out, it gives a beautiful translucent gold effect over any existing color. It looks fantastic. And I'm going to be putting it over the black veins, and I'm going to be putting it over the white as well. But it's an absolute stunner, a real eye catcher, but it's not too heavy. And you really need to try it. You can order it online at surfacepro.com.au.
Taking a chance on me. Now we're building bridges as far as
I'm being very, very liberal with laying down this Suncatcher. Now, the Suncatcher's been sitting there for some time now, just waiting for me. And it's a bit thicker than usual, and that's okay. Because after it sets up a bit, you can have a honey pot effect. And it's thick like honey, and when you put your stir stick into it and apply it on your piece, it sticks and grabs and creates webbing, and it's fantastic. And you get that very, very special honey pot effect. I love it, and you gotta try it. Doesn't that marble look great? I mean, see how the Suncatcher is shining? It's absolutely beautiful. And you can see the green showing through just a bit as well. I'm sold. I want some subtle veins now, and I'm going to use the white iceberg leftovers in the containers. I've got the very translucent, almost see-through iceberg, plus I've got the thicker, whiter iceberg. I'm going to use both and crisscross them across the piece. So the light white iceberg and the darker white iceberg, I'm just laying over the top just to create these subtle fracture lines.
And now we're building bridges as far as the eye can see. I never thought I'd find anything close to all.
I'm using the heat gun just one more time, just to move those lines a bit more, make them a little bit more fractured, and also the torch also one more time.
With you here next to me. I dream in color, you're black and white. And I prefer the
And finally, some isopropyl alcohol. Now, this isopropyl alcohol is 99%. That's what we get here in Australia. And I'm just using it. I don't have any color in it. It's purely a clear isopropyl alcohol just to get a little bit more movement. And that's done.
you for the rest of my nights. You're not much for taking chances, but you
It's 5 hours later, and the piece is touch dry, and now I'm ready for my flood coat. So I'm laying down the flood coat, and it's mixed at a coverage rate of 1 litre per square metre.
And I never thought I'd find anything close to all that I knew you would be. Ain't it beautiful, darling, beautiful?
I'm using a 3mm notched trowel to spread the epoxy.
Oh, it's beautiful, the life that we've made here. Oh, it's beautiful.
And I'm making sure the epoxy coats all the edges, because edges are everything.
Much for taking chances, but you've taken a chance on me.
Now I'm done, and it's beautiful. I'm so pleased with this piece. And you know what? You could do this too. It's so easy and it's so cost effective. And whether you coat your existing kitchen surface, or like this old tabletop, you restore furniture, you can give it a go with Surface Pro. You can visit us anytime at surfacepro.com.au, and remember, we're shipping XFactor around the world. And thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you later.